Let's turn now to the House. We're joined by Democratic Representative Chris Van Hollen of Maryland and Republican Representative Raul Labrador of Idaho. So you just heard it from your Senate counterparts. They appear to be close to a deal, a mini deal. Will it fly in the House?
Well, the House is a real problem because, as we know, Speaker Boehner, the Republican Speaker in the House, was unable to get his members to support his own plan, which said that we should ask people earning more than $1 million a year to pay a little bit more. And so Speaker Boehner is going to have to decide that he's going to allow the House, finally, to vote on a deal, whatever may come out of the Senate, rather than play Republican caucus politics in that.
But I guess the question you can answer is the Democrats. The deal we're talking about now, which would not address the debt ceiling, which would extend tax cuts to whatever income level they agree to, and do a couple of other things like extend unemployment benefits, would Democrats en masse vote to support that in the House?
Well, John, I think you know, and we'll probably say the same thing on this, until we know exactly what the Senate's proposing, the senators couldn't tell us the details. It's impossible to know. It depends on the deal. All I know is that Democrats in the House are very determined to avoid going over the fiscal cliff, but we want to make sure that any agreement asks folks at the very high income levels to pay a little bit more to reduce our deficit, because if you don't ask them to pay a little bit more, everybody else gets hit that much harder.
So, you know, it's kind of funny to sit here and listen to Chris and saying that it's the Republicans in the House who are the problem. If you look at the budget that Chris proposed 2 years ago, which was the alternative to the Paul Ryan budget, it only asked for tax increases on people making over $1 million. There were only about 50 of us in the House who said that we were not going to vote for John Boehner's deal last week. All they needed was 50 Democrats to vote for the deal, and it would have passed last week. But no, he spent the entire day of the deal on the House floor attacking everything that John Boehner was going to do, when John Boehner actually tried to meet them halfway. And now he comes here on national TV and he says that it's the Republicans.
Let's just do a little fact check. First of all, Raul, you got to get your facts right. The budget that we brought, and we did have an alternative budget that got an overwhelming Democratic vote, did not say we're only going to raise taxes on people over $1 million. It actually supported the president's proposal. So you got to check your facts. What we're asking for in the House is the same thing that the Republicans got in the Senate: an up or down vote on their proposal,
which would be raising taxes on those making over $250,000 a year.
Well, that's right. But John, what we're saying is you don't have to agree with us. Just allow a vote in the House. The Republicans got a vote in the Senate on their proposal.
But let me ask you, though, because Nancy Pelosi, your leader in the House, had proposed the $1 million threshold. Let's take a look at exactly what she said. Don't want to put words in anybody's mouth there. This is Nancy Pelosi from March of this year. From March of this year. Go ahead.
I said, let's begin by getting rid of tax cuts for people making over $1 million a year. I'm not even saying $250.
I know.
The president's saying $250. I'm saying $1 million and above. Who can argue with that?
So who can argue with that?
Well, the question was whether
only the Democrats.
The issue was who